Hello, everyone. This is Jason Jeffrey, CEO of Catapult K-12. Have a very exciting announcement to put out to everyone. We've been doing a lot of work on our Connect product. We've been live and active on this product for well over a year now, and we've been receiving a lot of great feedback and input from you. And I just want to tell everybody, I think we've done a great job taking this to the whole next level. So thank you everyone for the feedback and input that you've given us. Don't want to wait any longer. Let me just show you what we've done and the updates you're going to be seeing inside the product very soon. So everyone, here's the new dashboard. So what you're going to see from here is we've taken several elements out of the send message process and highlighted them here so you can manage that information better. So I'm going to start here with drafts. Now, drafts is something as we've been going through here is there's been like a catch process where we're going to leave. Oh, you want to save as a draft? We're going to catch that and still detect that and place that in here. But this is going to get you better management of that information. So you see we've got some icons supporting the mediums in which they've been sent out. You've got a little previewer down here where you can look at the message. Then you can delete the draft, or you can load that draft to get it back into the circle. So pretty accessible and easy there. Templates. Now, templates are kind of like a little bit different because what a template is when you start to see a message being sent 2 or 3 different times, you can go back to your draft and hit send and then save it as a template at the end of there. You can also go to your message history and make that, copy it and load that old message into the system. So you don't really need a template here if you don't need it, but this is really something that you can use on a nice consistent basis or go back to message history. And once you find that message and turn it into a template for moving forward. Again, you're going to see the icons and the support. You're also going to see the view content, so you get a good idea of what was sent out here, even the audio file that might have been attached. And again, you're going to have the ability to modify it as you go, because it's a template, you'll be able to change anything inside of it. Going across here, managing imports. So this is about, we like to use the example like Constant Contact or some other an outside database that you may want to start importing, like maybe like bus drivers or something like that. When you bring that data in, you have the ability now inside of this area to mark it for sharing or not sharing. So you can make it private or to yourself, or you can share it with the rest of the group and make it available for their downloads as well. Here you can delete the import. You can also preview the import so you can see the people and the recipients and the opt-outs. So it's just a nice, more compartmentalized way of displaying this information back to you and allowing you to manage it throughout the process. The next one, message history, as we're used to in the past. Again, we're bringing these icons into play, which I kind of think it's just really nice consistency as you're going through. So this is when you've already sent the message, you want to see details. And this is where I was saying you can say copy and send. And that would allow you to start off with this again inside of kind of using it as a template, but as a starting point. So once you find that message you want to use, you can then leverage it and send it back out. So you also see on this screen that you'll see numbers on the right-hand side. So if there's any scheduled messages, you would see that, the number of templates that you have saved, the drafts. Now we're going to go down here. This is the same as before. Excuse me. This is the Catapult EMS alert. This is the way to lock your school sites down from one area. And then we can see the EMS script. So that's feeding in from EMS without having to go there, which makes it a little bit more convenient when you're going to copy and paste and send something out as a mass message to the parents, maybe an emergency situation. Again, we're going to see district-wide resources because this is the district dashboard, not a site dashboard. A site would be specifically reduced down to only being able to send in that site, not the rest of the district. So the district obviously could send all sites or just 1 or 2. So this is the new opt-out list, so you can see and search for emails. If people are saying, well, I didn't get that email, and you can look them up inside of here, then you can take them out of the list by simply copying and pasting this link, and that basically allows them to reset and get out of the opt-out list. So that's kind of a new nice feature for management. Recipient preview, this is when you're working with Alicia, you're getting the system up and going. We're integrating with your student information system. Maybe you did an import and you now want to preview that data before you start getting in a send sequence. So the idea here is to be able to preview that information as you're building it out to make sure it's correct as you're kind of setting the system up or introducing new data to the system. Because really the trickiest part about this product is the filters and the data that we're importing nightly to make sure that that's spot on and dialed in. That takes a little time to be refined, and this is a great way to test it without actually having to go through and try to do a send sequence. That was a great feedback we got from a couple of IT directors that asked for that. We're also seeing the edit. That's the disclaimer. That's pretty straightforward. This is a low lunch balance. Some people elect to turn that on. Some people don't. We have to. Usually, we're seeing some sort of an import from the lunch system into the sys, and then we get the sys data nightly. That allows us to pull out and automate those sends for the low lunch balance levels, which seems to be pretty successful. But again, here you're going to see it's deactivated, but we have the ability to turn it on or turn it off. Now, the rich email templates. Now, this is probably one of the most requested items and one of the biggest things we put into this build. So what you're going to see here is that we have the ability as a Catapult team, not necessarily your district teams yet, but we have the ability, we have about 3 or 4 different templates. Now, what's included inside of our packages to start off with is a customized default template, which you'll be able to go back here. We'd be able to very quickly and easily swap out a logo, and then bam, you're sending out emails. If you click on this, it loads the new template. So this is kind of like the template management screen that allows you to access these templates once you're inside of the send sequence. So here you're going to see we have 4 different looks. I've been working with Washington Unified quite a bit here, so you're going to see it branded for them. 3 or 4 different looks. These are really nice different styles. Let me show you kind of, you can go through here and you'll be able to drag, drop, edit, change content, all kinds of different things. We are charging on the premium templates to go through and brand them for you. It does take time and energy. And if that's something that you guys want to do yourself, that might be something we can talk about. But for right now, we're offering it as a service to customize these templates. So whether you want 1, 2, 3, or 4, each individual one, there would be a charge for setting up each one of those individual ones. So, and you can see here that we're activating the rich email editor. Some people are electing to not use it. So that's also something that's customizable. I'm going to go ahead and go into the send sequence now. We're going to go press that button, and we can see that there's 3 different options. We've really simplified this because we felt like we could group it better to make it simpler to be used on a cell phone, which we're seeing pretty high engagement on the cell phone. Like 50 to 60% of all of our messages are being sent from the cell phone. So we're seeing voice message is 1. And number 2 is multimedia messages. And then the last one is the rich email editor. So you have the ability to turn those on or off. Now, here's the tricky part, is that we did a lot of work using this on mobile, and it stinks. So what we did is we've restricted it from the mobile presentation so people don't get frustrated. I'm sorry, guys. I just think that there's a couple different ways that we could have approached that one. And ultimately, you really need to be on a desktop computer to get to this and make good use of it. So if you want to send this out, we've enhanced the multimedia message sending here with the TinyMCE editor. We've extended some of the options. You can embed images and do a couple other things now. You can also see that you can send out a multitude of different platforms. So text messaging, website, Facebook, Twitter, and the app. All of these things can use this format now. You're going to see that once we turn on the editor, we were starting in our testing, people were sending out duplicate emails. So we have taken several precautionary steps to try to assist you in not sending bad messages or incomplete messages. So we have put a lot of error checking inside of here, and this is one of them. So you can't select email when the rich editor has been selected. But now if you want to turn this off, you can see, okay, great, I can go back and send my email. You're seeing this here on the right-hand side as a really cool new feature, which is the preview. So we've said, wow, it would be really nice. How do we really get to engage with this? And I think the final standpoint is when you receive that email, that's a really definitive presentation of the quality of your content that you created here. So we can see that, or we can see the text message. Again, text messages, because they are restricted, we're saying that it comes from the district and that this is a message, and click on the link below, which then takes them to a URL where they get more feature-rich content. So those two items inside of here have a previewer, and when you click on this, we'll send you a text message or we'll send you an email that has this environment or basically has an example of the data that somebody else would receive. So we're really excited about that and the way that it came out. I think it really works well. I'm going to scroll back up here to voice messaging because there were some other sequential things that we wanted people to understand. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rich editor back in here in the messaging, which automatically deactivated the multimedia message again. Recording your message. So recording the message here happens like you always record the message, but you're going to see that we have the ability to attach that message in a phone call, or that's going to be the phone call going out. In the email, in which it's going to be, this case, it's attached to the rich editor. That changes depending upon whether we turn it on or turn it off, or the text message that's being sent out as a multimedia message. So when you have those things, you're going to see that we add something down here, which is saying that, oh, the email is not attached. That's what that red item here. And you can see that the text message is attached. So we're seeing a red X mark or we're seeing a green check mark saying that will be attached to these messages. It's just not going to be attached to the email. It's only going to be sent to the text. Now down here, you're going to see the same format, which is the email is now green and has a check mark box to tell you, hey, this is going to be attached to this rich email that we're sending out. Attachments we're trying to make a little bit simpler again, where it's attachment just is something that's attached to the bottom of the email. We're trying to highlight that a little bit better. Sorry about that pop-up. You're also going to see here as well that this message is not, you can't remove it from here. You're forced to go back up on top and engage with it in a different way to make sure that that's kind of a little bit more error proof in what it does. And again, what we have inside of here is another question at the top, and I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit, but hang with me. If we're sitting here on the yes mark, this allows you to enter a voice message to be transcribed. So if you're sending this out in multiple languages, but only want to send it out once and you're recording your voice message in English, this will allow you to type the message and that would be attached as a transcript. And we're using Google to translate each one of those items. So you can see this is very dynamic. There's a lot of things that are going on. We're happy to provide additional training, but we were very excited about this new screen and the different elements that are inside of here. So please give us your feedback and give us some of that attention and that as we're rolling these things out, things that you think that we're doing well or things that you think we could be doing better. And we're all ears. So we're excited and we hope to hear some great things from you guys soon. Thank you for your time.